What's up? Welcome back to the Bean Apple. It's Friday night. The mock draft finale is on. We are, what, 6 days away from the
Six
2022 NFL
days,
draft.
yes.
I mean, it's here. It's here, right? So we are going to walk through this. We're going to do a round robin style back and forth, fill the first round of the mock draft. Now that all the info's out there, we kind of have the best idea possible of what's going to take place Thursday night, which by the best case scenario, I don't think anybody knows what's happening, to be completely honest with you. And I have no doubt that this mock draft is going to throw you for a loop just as much as any other one has. So let's have a little bit of fun tonight. Grab a drink, jump in the chat, have a little bit of fun. After this, we're jumping over to Twitter Spaces for our first go round foray over in the Twitter space. So jump over there. It's almost, if you don't know what it is, it's almost like a radio style talk show type of thing. So you just come in, you chat for a little bit, and jump in and out as you please type of thing. So it's a really cool thing. So jump over there after we're done with this. We'll be over there chatting about the draft, the picks, your team, whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. So with that, let's bring in the simulator and get to work. You ready to go?
I am. Let's do this. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
Here it is. All right. So we're going to use PFF's draft simulator so that I guess we'll give them some advertisement since we're not paying for it. But check it out. It's a really fun tool to play with and super easy to use. So we're going to go back and forth since I'm a Jets fan, John's a Giants fan. John's going to start off at one. And
Pats
we'll go
fan.
back and forth.
Pats fan.
Pats fan. Did I say Giants fan?
Giants. Yeah, you did. You trying to hurt my feelings?
Do what I say, not what I mean.
Oh my
whatever.
goodness. I thought I was senile for a minute.
Yeah. All right. So, Patriots fan. So, but you'll also be picking for the Giants. So I guess it kind of
Yes.
it does work out
Yes,
the
I
same
will.
way. So
Yep.
let's roll into this with the first pick. Actually, hold on. I take that back. All right. With the first pick in the NFL draft. There we go. The Jacksonville Jaguars select.
So I'm not going Aiden Hutchinson here. I think they go in Evan Neal. I think they need him to protect young Trevor for the next 20 years if he stays there that long. And you got to build around the line. I mean, Jacksonville has tons of needs. I'm going with probably one of the best pound for pound O linemen probably in the last 5 years.
Okay. I mean, there's no disagreement going in to this. He was the number one tackle. Ike Ekwonu has crept his way up there, but I do agree with you. You watch him play, and he just bulldozes people,
Crushes people. Crushes
yeah,
them.
I mean, they did make some moves for the offensive line, but they also they tagged Cam Robinson there, so
Yep.
that's that. Now you can let him walk at the end of this year. And go from there. So I mean, it's a good play in that aspect. And what do you need to do more? Get to the quarterback or protect Trevor Lawrence? You got to protect Trevor Lawrence.
Protect first. That's the only thing you can do.
So I don't think that is a crazy pick at all. It makes a lot of sense. But I think with Aiden Hutchinson there, that's a hard one for the Lions to pass on. Right? I mean that's tough.
Absolutely.
The Lions have been kind of keyed into a lot of different people. I've seen offensive line. I've seen Kyle Hamilton. I've seen quarterback. Seen a lot of players here, but I think you're absolutely right. It's Aiden Hutchinson at number 2. They've got to run that up there. The coach wants somebody who's going to bite kneecaps off. Aiden Hutchinson's going to bite kneecaps off, right? So.
And he's a hometown guy.
He's a Michigan boy.
Guy. Yes.
You're absolutely right. So I'm going Aiden Hutchinson, and the Houston Texans are on the clock.
Every position, I love that. So nothing is wrong. Nothing can be wrong. So here, I think the second best edge rusher comes off. Actually, I think probably one of the first. He may be better than Nate. I don't know. And Trayvon Walker from Georgia. The guy's a beast. I learned a little bit. I know they got him over Thibodeau, but I just think he's going to be the creme de la creme for that team. JJ's gone.
So you're buying the potential over
yes,
over
yes,
the
yep,
documented performance.
yep, yep.
Okay, I mean he's a big boy, he's fast, but the only thing that makes me nervous with him is you didn't see the production, and at 3, whew, man, that's it's a dice roll, right? I mean, you could get
Yeah.
J.J. Watt. I, I don't know.
You could get Bill Watt, and no one knows who that is. So you know what I mean. That's you just never know. You just
Yeah,
never know.
right. You could get 0 watts.
You could get 0 watts, and the light bulb never comes on.
All right, so yeah, now we're rolling into my team, the New York Jets, on the clock, wide receiver, linebacker, cornerback. Showing us the 3 needs. I don't agree with linebacker being a major need, especially with C.J. Mosley still there. Like, it doesn't need to be an immediate fill, I don't think. For me, and wide receiver, too high at 4. I cannot go with a wide receiver at 4. There's too much still sitting here. So I don't know how Derek Stingley is climbing as high as he is. I don't agree with that one. Not going there. So we've got Sauce sitting there. We got Icky sitting there. We got Kayvon Thibodeau sitting there. Oh my goodness. All right. So man, I gotta go. The draft card says Ahmed Sauce Gardner. I'm sticking with it. I still think he is absolutely shut down. And I know Jets fans are going to be pissed off that Thibodeau's still sitting there. But Sauce is just, he's too good. And the production, the tape doesn't lie. He just took out half the field. You put him on Tyreek, you put him on Diggs, you put him on Parker, and you don't.
That's bold right there. That's bold.
He's got it. He's got it. He's got
it.
it.
Bold.
He's big. He's tall. He's long. He's fast. If anybody's going to be able
I'll say taking a corner that high, you better hope he's going to stop all them.
I think it's right. I think it's absolutely right. So, all right. So the Giants are on. Man, they have got some nice players sitting there for them.
So they got 5 and 7. So, quite honestly, the only reason I would go this way is because Carolina could take O-line. I actually have Cross at 7, but I would go Cross here at 5, just in case Carolina wants to get kind of cute and go O-line there. But I would take Cross because they do need O-line. I had Thibodeau down, and when I start looking at the needs, and if Carolina goes O-line, there's Cross off the board. So
yeah. So this is a tough one for me. I have been leaning for Carolina on the offensive line, but man, the mock drafts and the experts, they're starting to favor quarterbacks pretty heavy here. I don't really know if that's the right play at this one when you've got Ike Ekwonu there. But I think that might be.
It's the right call, Joe. It's the right call. So he was actually recruited by Matt Rule out of high school.
Yeah.
So
Kenny Pickett?
Yes.
Yep.
He was recruited. I mean, that's who I have on my mock. I get Kenny Pickett going.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So I'm going Kenny there to Carolina. You got one more year of Sam, and then it's his show. So there it is. So the Giants back on the clock.
So I'll tell you what, the Giants addressing the O-line and now grabbing Thibodeau at 7. I mean, if these guys are even okay, very good foundation, and then worry about your quarterback situation after you see what kind of happens. So, two really good picks. Good picks.
That really,
I'm so glad Jim's not here. I'm just glad Jim's not here.
He'd be jumping up and down. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But he could have went a couple different ways at 5 there as well. So, I mean,
of course.
I think Giants fans, if you're watching this and you're walking away with Charles Cross or Icky and
Yeah.
Kayvon, you're happy. You're not a very upset person, right?
Yeah.
Probably jumping up and down, doing shots, popping champagne, celebrating, right? So massive, massive. All right, so Falcons here. Quarterback, obviously, huge need for them. The offensive line is a huge need as well. I do like Kyle Hamilton there, even though it seems like a stretch. But I think it sticks with another quarterback here. I think the need is too strong to wait. And I think they're going to go right here with Malik Willis,
Agreed.
Michael Vick, baby Michael Vick, right there. Cannon for an arm,
Yeah.
can run all over the field. Let him groom him behind Mariota for a year, and there you go. Problem solved. So Seattle, this one should also say every position, right? Except for
Every
wide receiver.
position. Yes. So in on my draft board, I have somebody else. But I think with Icky still available, I think that's where they would go. Honestly, on my draft board, I had Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State. I think that would be a great fill-in for Wagner. I'm a big but you can't pass Icky right there.
No. I don't blame you for that pick. That would have been my next pick right here. Still sitting on the board at that point, but yeah, Seattle's not going to be upset with that one. And really, you got who's going to keep? Nobody could keep Russell Wilson up last year. Who's going to keep Drew Lock up? I mean, poor Drew Lock. Poor Drew Lock.
He's going to get killed. He's going to get killed there.
Absolutely. All right, so my New York Jets back on the clock. Wide receiver, cornerbacks addressed. I still don't think linebackers that high. Derek Stingley is there. Could we go there? Could we go Kyle Hamilton? I wouldn't mind a ball hawking safety as well. But
I already know where you're going.
I'm here. I really like. I'm not as high on Drake London. Garrett Wilson looks like he's going to be a good receiver, but I don't know if he's going to be a great receiver. And I think it's too high unless you're going back to draft day and it's Treylon Burks no matter what type of thing. But I'm very high on Burks. I think he's got all the talent in the world. I think he's going to be a healthy version of what we saw Alshon Jeffrey break into the league as. Yeah. I think that's Treylon Burks. If he can, which he doesn't have the soft tissue injury history that Alshon Jeffrey did. But you remember with Jeffrey and Marshall, that rookie season, my God,
if
looked
Jeffrey
like he
could have stayed healthy for his career, what a monster he would have been. Honestly,
and that's what I see Treylon Burks at. And at 10, when you need that wide receiver, if you want him, you take him. But I don't really care about the injury. I just think this is the right pick. I think he is a game changer, an absolute game changer. With Zach Wilson's arm, tell Jameson Williams to go, and Zach can chuck it up like he did to Corey Davis, and Williams will be under it. You want to give him a weapon, that's your weapon. I mean, there's nobody better in this draft class. If he misses 4 games, whatever. The Jets finished with Keelan Cole as their number 1 receiver last year. So if we got to wait 4 games, 5 games for Jameson Williams, so be it. I'll take him for the next 5 years. That's perfectly fine with me. So
this next one's interesting. So, they get a lot of needs. Quarterback, how good is Mr. Heineke there? Is Fitzmagic going to play this year? But I think Washington's going to need somebody to throw to as well. Opposite side of Scary Terry over there. So I actually have on, and I see the needs, and this isn't in the needs, wide receiver, Mr. Wilson. That's who I think they're going to go here.
Okay. Not a bad pick. I mean, he's still going to be a good wide receiver. Yeah. And I think you're right on that, because McLaurin's coming up to the end of his rookie contract too.
Yes.
And if he walks, what have you got there? Yeah.
Right. You need someone.
So yeah, that's a nice play. And then we don't know if I just drew a blank. The wide receiver that went there last year. that couldn't stay healthy that we loved.
From Carolina.
From Carolina. That guy.
Here, hold on a second.
The fans know.
Let me go to my cheat sheet here.
What is... Man, I'm getting old. Can't think about it, but...
It's Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel, thank you.
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, if Samuel comes back, that's a beautiful trio right there with the three of them.
That's not a bad trio at all.
That's really nice. I mean, you might as well give Carson Wentz a chance, right? I like that.
Right.
I like that a lot. So, all right, so let's jump down to the Vikings. I don't know if there's... I don't know if there's anybody here. So this is where I would be between these top two right here. I mean, everybody has Derek Stingley going to the Vikings, but you've also got Kyle Hamilton sitting there still that could fill any team. I don't think there's a team that couldn't use him, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go with the consensus, and I'm going to grab Stingley here. They still have to stop Aaron Rodgers. So let's see if Stingley can do it.
Yeah, well, that's good. So Houston, I think, is going to go O-line here. I got Trevor Penning from Northern Iowa going here.
Ooh, okay. Where's Penning?
You got to go down a little bit. Yeah.
He's a lot farther than I thought he was going to be.
Wow, he is a lot further.
There he is. 35th overall, average draft position of 23. So you're reaching on him on the
I'm reaching,
but it's still a need. So that's not bad. That's really not bad. You got to if you're going to go with Davis Mills, you got to help him out, right?
You have to protect him.
So yeah, I think that's probably a smart play. So the Ravens on the clock. What? Where do we go here? I really kind of this is where I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him a corner. Yeah, I'm going to go Trent McDuffie right there.
Nice.
I think make that defense a little bit better.
So where are we at? 15.
So we're at 15.
15. So do they go wide receiver here? Do they go linebacker? Where do they go? I mean, I'm thinking they're going to try and get another offensive weapon. There's Drake London sitting right there. There's Devin Lloyd sitting right there, showing linebacker as a need. I'll tell you what, if I'm going wide receiver, I'm probably taking Drake London there. Kind of a bigger wide receiver. And I think they're going to draft offense. I mean, it seems like they draft a wide receiver every single year in the first round. So I think they're going to keep. So I think they're going to keep going with that.
Yeah. Well, eventually you're going to get a couple that stick, right? So
yes, you're going to have to.
So here we go with the Saints. The Saints. So the Saints are really hard, right? Because they traded to get a second first-round pick, and I feel like that's for a bigger reason, right? So I don't expect these picks to actually be the Saints. I think it's packaged to move up to make sure that they're not losing Malik Willis in this
potentially. So absolutely.
I think probably around 5 or 7, they're jumping out. I think the Giants will be jumping out of there, gaining those 2 picks and probably a first next year to move up to get a quarterback is what I'm guessing, really, to make sure that they get their guy. Because why else would you do that in this draft that's not overpowering, right? And everybody knows you need a quarterback. You're putting the pieces together to jump up to get a quarterback. But I'm still going to give him a quarterback. And I think it's going to be Desmond Ridder.
Wow, nice.
For this scenario, I think it's going to be Willis because I think it's going to go higher. But if they sit at 16, I think they go. I think they go there, personally.
Gotcha. No, I mean it's a need, and you just lost Drew Brees a few years ago, and now what do you do? Who knows? Maybe Jameis Winston will be okay, but I mean that's
he's okay.
It just doesn't right. Yeah. He's never going to be great.
Right.
So the Chargers, I mean, I don't see how wide receivers in need with Allen, and they just re-signed Williams, but okay. This is where I think Zion Johnson from Boston College is going to come off the board.
Ooh.
I think they're going to protect him a little bit.
Yep.
He's probably down as well. There he is, Boston College, and that's where I think he's going to end up. You got to protect your young quarterbacks. I think that's the theme. I mean, I started looking at like just from last year, we're potentially going to see 6 rookie quarterbacks starting, and then you start throwing in Burrow, and you start throwing in, a few of these other guys that have been drafted through the years. You're potentially going to have 10 quarterbacks starting that have been drafted in the last 2 to 3 years, which is quite a bit. I mean, it really is. So you got to protect them, especially in that conference. You know what I mean? Especially in that conference.
That's very true. And the young guys, the speed of the game is exponential at that level. Like when you watched Brady or Rodgers or Manning, the game looked slow. Like it looked like it was playing in slow motion for them. You watch these young guys and they're scrambling before they should be. They're all over the field, eyes in the wrong spot, body all out of all discombobulated,
right.
So yeah, if they don't have a few seconds to throw, watch out.
Right.
So I think that's a good pick. It is a little bit of a reach, but you're filling a need, and that's what you need. That's a nice pick. So Eagles back on the clock.
So I went wide receiver the first time, right? Yeah, I think I went receiver.
You went wide receiver. I'm looking right here.
That hurts. Because I want him in New England, But I mean, it's a great pick.
I think this is the right pick, so I'm going to say Mr. Devin Lloyd. Slips a couple picks from his ADP, but perfect fit into that Eagles defense and fills a very strong need. So, so here you go. Now, what do you do here with the Saints? This is almost as difficult.
So you went quarterback, right? You went, just say probably Malik Willis. So tackle. Let's go the offensive lineman. I had somebody penciled in here, and I was doing some reading on this individual. Where are we at here? There, go up to the Central Michigan kid right here.
Raymond.
Yes. If you start looking at the size of this guy, he's a pretty. I mean, these offensive linemen are monsters, anyways. I mean, they truly are. But that's where I think they go. And if you're going to draft a quarterback, you're going to have to block for him.
And really, you look at it; it's 4 picks off of his ADP, so not.
Yeah, so we're pretty close.
That's not a stretch. No. That is not a stretch by any shape, way, shape, or form. So Steelers, this is another one. So if the Steelers are sitting here patiently at 20, they are fuming right now, right? Because they need a quarterback. And now 3 of them are off the board in this model, and I feel like they're going to be in a position to where they've got to reach, and they've got to get somebody. So this one's tough for me between these two, but I think Matt Corral is the right choice there. So I'm going to fill that need with Matt Corral.
Yeah, and that's funny. That's what I have on my sheet here.
Yeah, perfect.
So Patriots, I was looking probably cornerback here, maybe a linebacker to kind of replace Hightower. So let's see who's left for corners right now. Because who I had, of course, was just drafted by a different team, unfortunately. If you could filter cornerbacks real quick, Joe.
Corners. Yep.
Yeah, because we're in desperate need. So you know who I like? I like that kid from Florida you just went by. There he is. Elam. Yep. I actually had him going to Cincy at like 32. But if I was picking here, this is probably where I would go.
All right. Okay.
Scott,
well, I mean,
we need corners. We need corners.
So you're kind of in the same situation. Why I picked a corner to begin with is our division is now loaded with wide receivers.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
What are you going to do? And now from your perspective, and I know as much as you hate the Jets, if this draft goes the way it does, now you've got Corey Davis and Jamison Williams in New York as well. Yep. Stephon Diggs up in Buffalo, 2 beast wide receivers in Miami. Somebody's got to stop them, right? So, yes, I think you're kind of that was the logic for me taking a corner that high is you got to
Right.
stop these wide receivers. You're not going to win a game in
Yes.
your division. And I think you're
No.
kind of forced into that same situation as I am. So, all right,
Yep.
Green Bay. Uh, man, this is really really tough. Green Bay's got a couple picks here at 22 and 28. They need wide receiver help like it's nobody's business, but you've got like Kyle Hamilton still sitting there.
I know.
And Green Bay doesn't take wide receivers in the first round, right? So as much as we
Very
want to
true.
mock a wide receiver to them,
Yeah.
I'm not going to. Kyle Hamilton has got to stop falling. And Green Bay's front office I don't think they're going to let him fall. If he's still sitting there, somebody's trading up anyway to get him in reality.
Right.
But I'm going to say this is where the fall stops. I know it's not a need, but I think it's just too much to pass by. So,
Yeah.
there we go.
Nice.
So Kyle Hamilton's fall.
Way to go, Hamilton.
Yeah. So that's the end of him. Congratulations.
Congrats. So I think Arizona has to go O-line here. So if you can filter down through them, let's see who's still left.
Tackle or
I would probably
Let's
say
see.
just top-rated O-lineman if you don't.
well, it only lets me do interior.
I mean,
or
there's the
tackles.
center. Okay.
So you
Well,
got the
it says they
centers.
do need a center.
You
I
got
know.
Kenyon Green too, who also looks like a beast at tackle, still available.
I mean, they can
There
also
we
go
go.
corner here too.
Tyler Smith. The corners are there's still Andrew Booth out there,
Actually, there's
Which
Booth.
which would fill a
That
need.
would fill a huge need right there.
Yep, and you're
Um,
drafting
who did
right
I
about the
have?
same spot.
I actually had him going to Buffalo a couple picks later, but let's go Andrew Booth here because that's
Andrew
a
Booth.
glaring need for them. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And again, in a division that likes to throw the ball and can put up
Yep.
points, except for
Absolutely.
Seattle now. But all right, I like it. All right, so Cowboys.
Way to
Right?
go, Spickle. Way to go, Hamilton.
uh, hang on. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna go back to protecting Dak, and my pick. So we need. Let me pull up the offensive lineman. I don't know if they need a center so much, but I really, I'm thinking they go right here. Kenyon Green, guard, protect Dak.
So what's funny is I put Traylon Burks there because old Jimmy Jones loves Arkansas players. So it would not surprise me. I mean, should they draft a lineman? 100%, absolutely.
Yeah,
But I'm just curious if they're going to go wide receiver. Right here.
that's going to be something to watch on the draft show
Yes.
live with us on Thursday night. Make sure you're there.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Buffalo on the clock. Let's see how you adjust now to that
Buffalo wide receiver. I mean, do they really need one for the team with Diggs?
I don't think
do
so.
you truly need a wide receiver?
You've
You
got
know what
Diggs.
Buffalo does need? They need a running back.
Are you
Is
doing
this
it?
where you go, Mr. Bryce?
I don't know.
Is this where you do it? I know some. I mean, I think you go Brees.
Brees Hall?
Sorry, Brees Hall. Yes,
Wow. All right, you're
that's
doing
a
it first
heck
round.
of a reach. First round running back. You got him for
Yep.
5 years now.
I mean, that's their glaring weakness, right? I mean,
Yes.
if it was, it's for me, it's either there, or I'm going right here with Devontae Wyatt and
Yep.
plug in the center of that defensive line.
Defensive line. Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. I mean, that's one of the things that people get caught up on a lot too is trying to plug defense, but it's an offensive league, right? And that's an offensive team. So I think that's a good call because they have no balance. So that's going to create balance. I like that a lot. So Titans here, I absolutely agree with that number one need right there. Wide receiver,
Yes.
they are devoid now. I mean, they've got A.J. Brown, great, but I mean, you saw how that offense, I don't know how they were the number one seed last year. I really have no idea. I think like we talked about, it was the weakest number 1 seed
Ever.
in recent
Ever.
memory. So I don't know how
I mean, New England was number 1 for 2 weeks. I mean, it was just insane. It was just insane last year.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know why Traylon Burks is way down here. That is crazy, but Chris Olave, I mean that's too hard to pass up at this point. He shouldn't be sitting there anymore. So I'm going to pair him up with Mr. AJ Brown and let those guys run rampant. Oh,
there you go.
There we go. Okay. I missed the button. All right. So now, John, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the clock.
So Tampa
is joining Tom Brady in Tampa.
I'll tell you what. This is where I think. Where is he? Who did I have him going? Go to the defensive lineman, please. There we go, right there, Mr. Wyatt. Mr. Wyatt.
Oh, so one or 2 picks later. All right.
2 picks later. There you go.
Stuff in the middle of that defensive line with a big body.
Yeah.
Boom. Good luck running against them now.
They're getting a little old on that defensive line.
That's a nice pick. A
little bit old.
That is a nice pick. All right, so I'm back to Green Bay again. So we got a wide receiver. This is where, or we didn't get a wide receiver. Excuse me.
We didn't. Yeah.
But they're about to, because Trayvon Burks is not falling any further. If I could find him, there he is. Way too far down there. Trayvon Burks, congratulations! You are now catching touchdown passes from Aaron Rodgers, the one and only Mr. Rodgers. So, what an absolute steal right there. Absolutely love it, and I'd be really curious to see if he's still there. If anybody's as high on him as I am, if somebody tries to jump up above Tampa to get him at that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe the Cowboys pick right here. Like, does somebody jump up to grab Olave or Burks at that point? I'd be curious. It's going to be fun to watch Thursday night again, live with us.
It sure will. Live with the
Bean
Apple.
Live with the Bean Apple. Make sure you're on and joining us, commenting on every pick. All right, so back to back now, Kansas City picks after that Tyreek Hill trade. This is going to be a tough one.
So they need a wide receiver. So if you'd go to wide receivers, please, Joe.
All right, so the run on wide receivers is continuing.
Travis Lawrence Simmons. There he is, Penn State, Mr. Dotson. He's a shifty guy. He has the build, and doing some reading on him, they said he's more fast than quick, but I think he'll do just fine catching, the no-look passes from Mr. Mahomes there.
I like it. All right, so now the pressure is on me here. Man, there are some players that I really, really like at this point. I mean, you could go edge.
Sure could.
Wouldn't hurt. Nakobe Dean is a monster, right? You're going to lose him for a year, but it's almost worth it as well, but I don't know if they need it. I'm going to go right here with Mr. Jordan Davis, because that team needs to build that defensive line. So there it is. Jordan Davis.
So, it says center for Cincy, and they signed Ted Karras. You know what I mean? So I don't know how accurate that is.
I'll be curious to see if they're still in this spot come draft night.
Right. I have a feeling somebody's going to trade in for maybe somebody that they want.
This gentleman right here.
But my thing is, you just signed Karras, so this guy's not going to be playing. So what do? Do you take the next best player? You don't need wide receivers. You don't need offensive help. So I'd probably look defense. And I think the kid from Purdue, which I think is top of your list right there, Joe, Mr. George Karlaftis. Yeah, never mind. George, edge rusher from Purdue.
All right. Just apply pressure on the other side.
Just run at him. Just run.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a nice pick. Somebody who's falling probably should have went in the early to mid 20s. So very nice pick. And last pick here. So we did go with a quarterback, or we did not go with a quarterback at 2.
Nope.
I'm going with a quarterback at
I
32.
think you have to, yes.
Yep, because you want to get that 5th-year option.
Yep.
So best quarterback on the board, average draft position 32.8. Sam Howell, go learn behind Jared Goff for a season,
or learn what not to do.
or
Let's
learn
what not to do.
All right.
So, you're going to Vegas, huh? Cousins, boy, they can ruin that fun anytime, huh?
All right, so here we go. We'll run through this real quick. Evan Neal 1, Aiden Hutchinson 2, Trayvon Walker 3rd. I went with Ahmed Sauce Gardner at 4. Going to take some heat for that. I know it. Charles Cross, Kenny Pickett, first QB off the board there to Carolina. Kayvon Thibodeau falls right to 7 in the Giants' lap, man. The Giants, like we said, have to be ecstatic if this is how it plays out. Malik Willis going down to Atlanta to bring back the Michael Vick experience.
Travis, that was my pick, brother. I think Evan Neal's going 1. You gotta protect him. You gotta protect him.
Jamison Williams 10, Garrett Wilson. The run begins there 10 and 11. Stingley going 12. Penning protecting Davis Mills. McDuffie to Baltimore, Drake London, and Desmond Ridder to the Saints. Then we jump back up here. Zion to protect Herbie. Devin Lloyd going to the Eagles, beast linebacker there. You got Raymond going to the Saints. Corral going to the Steelers. Elam to your Patriots for the same reason that I took mine. Stop wide receivers.
Stop the madness.
Yep. Green Bay, Kyle Hamilton, too good of an option to leave on the board for them, especially with 2 first-round picks. So they grabbed Kyle Hamilton. Andrew Booth, corner. Green there, what they should do, like John was talking about, if you missed that part, but definitely Traylon Burks' watch is going to be right here with the Arkansas, but I think protect Dak is more important, so I'm giving him a guard. Breece Hall with the reach to Buffalo, but a massive, massive need. Olave, again, falling farther than he should have. The Titans jump on that. Wyatt helping that Tampa Bay defense strengthen that one. Burks to Green Bay. They get their wide receiver anyway. Jahan Dotson to Kansas City and Jordan Davis. George Karalaitis. I have a hard time with his name too. And Sam Howell at number 32, getting that 5th-year option. So, excuse me. So I would be surprised if the Bengals are sitting in this pick come draft night, and I would be very surprised if the Saints still have 2 picks in the first round. I don't see that happening. I see that getting traded up to probably this area,
around
number 5 or number 7. Yep. If they want their pick of the litter, they're going to jump to 5. If they're going to roll the dice and take one of the top 2, they'll jump to 7. I don't think the cost is that drastic. They'll probably jump to 5. Between 5 and 7 is probably nothing. So overall, I feel like that's a draft that can very easily happen. Not too much of a reach. So a couple things here. Let's grab a couple guys. So for the guys that just jumped in here, we are getting ready to jump over into Twitter Space to have a chat over there. So it's almost a radio style type of space. You go in, you request access, you come in, talk. So jump on your phone. The Bean Apple on Twitter. You should see it pop up at the top. So make sure you're following us. Jump over there with us, and we're going to have a fun little chat on there, so this doesn't go too long. A couple things, hopefully. So Travis, definitely jump over there. Want to hear about some of this stuff, especially going to Vegas. Pop a couple things in here real quick. So that's going to be fun. Going to the draft in Vegas is going to be pretty awesome. Mark.
He's not anymore, though. It looks like his cousin's getting married, he said. Yeah.
Oh, did I... Oh, but my cousin. Oh, sorry. I thought they were getting married there. who was the available cornerbacks at that point. So yeah, this is all stuff we'll jump over and have a discussion. Who was left corner? Well, the top four were gone, so no point reaching there. And Broski, don't know who that is, but Car Laftis. I don't know what that means, but thanks for stopping in.
Oh,
So
wait.
jump
Is
over.
that, no. That's the kid from Purdue. Isn't it?
Oh, Carlitis. Yeah. So, yeah, Carlitis.
Look, broski,
Anyway.
we're not very smart. Yeah, we're not very smart. Thank you
Anyway,
too for that.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's
jump
how
over.
smart we are. We didn't even realize you were trying to help us saying his name.
No. All right. So I'm going to set up the Twitter space. So I don't want to keep this going too long. So it turns into something crazy and nobody watches it. So I'm going to set that up right now. So please jump over there. Or John, if you want to talk for a second while I got this going on, what you
Sure.
what stood out to you in the draft or what you liked.
Yeah. So, obviously, I think Houston, not Houston, but Jacksonville needs to go O-line. Travis, I'm with you. I think Neil should go there. There's a lot of needs, a lot of different ways they could go. I don't know if I'm sold on Aiden as the next heir apparent to pass rushing, but I'm more sold that Evan Neal is going to be the real deal when it comes to blocking. I mean, the guy is just, he doesn't let anybody through. You have to protect your young quarterbacks. I think that the Jets may need to do that too. If Mekhi Becton comes in out of shape, you may see Ford change paths real quick with the type of offensive line talent there is. And Joe can probably tell us when he's supposed to be weighing in and doing that physical here when we go over the Twitter, because I'd be curious of that. Just a lot of young talent. And even though it's not a big-time quarterback class, look where we have all these quarterbacks right now, because some teams truly need them. Can Carolina take the chance of not drafting a quarterback and being stuck with Darnold for another year? What may throw a curveball in is who is going to end up with Mr. Cleveland Brown. The almost a man without a home making $18, $19 million, Mr. Mayfield. So I'm curious where he's going to go. It sounds like they're trying to get something for him in a trade, but I don't know how you absolutely destroy your quarterback and then expect any sort of trade value for him. So, and he's not helping himself either. They're going back and forth and stuff like that. So, Mayfield may go to Seattle. I can't see him going to Pittsburgh, but who knows? Pittsburgh can't live with Mason Rudolph either. So, I guess we'll see. I'm hoping the Patriots can score, a shutdown corner. Hopefully that's what they're going to be drafting there. But, it also wouldn't surprise me if Belichick trades out of the first round either. So, we'll see what happens there. He kept his pick last year, went quarterback. Let's see if let's see if Bill does that too.
Absolutely. All right. Well, all right. So the room is up and running. So let's end the show with that. Get this one published and go from there. But yeah, jump over to Twitter Spaces. We're going to be over there chatting about this. So please jump over, talk with us, and drop your 2 cents on what you think of the overall draft, what you see coming, and what you like, who you like in this draft. So until then, we'll see you guys over there, and we'll see you guys Thursday right here for the live draft show. The entire first round happening here. So, all right, have a great night, guys. We'll